Hello, my name is Tracy and I'm a full-time barista at a cafe and a bar in Fitzroy. Currently I'm renting a room in a house in Box Hill and my housemate is also my landlord. This place is far from the city and because I share the house with another person, it's cheaper than living alone. And of course, it's not really convenient, but for me, it's still acceptable. You just need to wake up a bit early and sit on the train a bit longer.
So your housemate is also your landlord, right? Is it like to share a house with someone else, especially when that person is also your landlord too? Is it different from before?
Yeah, it's different. When I lived alone, I could do anything in my own space. But now we have some house rules. We divide the cleaning task, like who cleans the kitchen, who takes out the rubbish. And in the kitchen, we also separate our own things. My stuffy on side and my housemate's stuffy on the other side. So in the fridge, we also have our own sections for shared items like issues or some household supplies. We buy them together and split the costs. Basically, everything is divided between the two of us. I feel more responsible, like if I break something, I know I may need to pay for it or it may affect my bond. So I try to be careful with the furniture in the house.
Yeah, because like sometimes like you just like let random people rent your room and then like you see, and then it's mess up your house. Like, you know what I mean? And also like we have some share space just like a kitchen. You need to make the rule for them to everyone to follow to make sure that the house still stay as a condition as you like. But luckily, like we have bonding system, so like every time you lease something or you rent something, you need to deposit the bond. So that bond, like you can use that bond, like if anything happens to your property, you can use that bond to repair it. Yeah, so no stress.
If something happens, we just talk about it directly. If there's no rules, everything can become messy.
Do you feel uncomfortable having rules in the place you call home, especially after a long day after work?
At first, I was not really used to it, but then I realized that having rules is needed when you share a house.
Like it's not like controlling because like like you rent out the room or a space in your house. You at the same time like you need like you control them, but at the same time you need to create comfort for them. So like they can't live in the house and then the pressure because I live with the landlord, so I need to behave.
I think when your housemate is also your landlord, you will feel a bit more careful. Like, I know I'm living in someone else's house. For example, sometimes I have to leave very early in the morning or I may come home very late. So I try to do everything quietly.
Everyone's nice to each other. They share the kitchen, they share everything. And also we have the certain time for people who use the facility in the house. So it shouldn't be too much. Like just finish work, I come back home and say hi to them and then just go back to my own room and then do my stuff.
I mean, it's not really a big deal, but if you want to save money, you have to give up a little bit of freedom and privacy. It's a trade-off, I think.
Because when I first came to Australia, like, I rent a room as well, like, and people they just pay you like weekly or fortnightly. Yeah, and I think it's a very good source of income. People willing to pay for anything. Yeah, especially when the housing crisis in Melbourne is getting crazy.
When your housemate is also your landlord, you're not just renting a room. You're living in someone else's space. Every day, you must negotiate comfort, privacy, and the feeling of home. But it's not always a bad experience, especially when the living cost in Melbourne is getting more expensive. Maybe living with someone may teach you more respect for another person's space. And sometimes that can be a good thing.